this journey, from a few years ago, and we talked with Chef William about having flavors of Indonesia, bringing it to LA, and finally we're here, and I've been trying to convince him that LA, Los Angeles is actually a melting pot. Like a lot of people coming over here, and they kind of like pretty, big foodies too. They pretty open about tasting a lot of food from different countries, and we would like to introduce Indonesia, wonderful Indonesia as a whole, not only just knowing for Bali, but then Indonesia, the wonderful Indonesia. So I started with putting together a real estate seminars and in Beverly Hills a few months ago, and I know that has to be tied up, the whole thing has to be tied up with a lifestyle, and food is one of them. So after talking with Chef William agreed that, great, let's just bring in flavors of Indonesia to Indonesia. So what we do is we actually not only bring Bali, but we will introduce Indonesia as an archipelago. As you know, that we have 17,000 islands and 600 different languages, and our flavors is actually very deep, and the depth and the is still mystery for a lot of people, for the flavors of Indonesia itself, because they have to travel so many different areas or islands in Indonesia to find out about what Indonesia, what flavors Indonesia really is. So this kind of event, I think, will help them to understand and appreciate, and hopefully will trigger the interest for them to go to visit Indonesia. Chef Camille, Blue Gem owners and chef, originally came from Czech Republic. So he used to the bold and deep flavor, creative cuisine. So nothing is in the menu in Blue Gem is ordinary. Everything is out of ordinary and very creative cooking. So it's not something new. I think flavors of Indonesia will fit perfectly with the Blue Gem goers. And as you know, Blue Gem right now is pretty much a hot spot for people in LA. So there's no better place to introduce the Flavors Indonesia event in the hottest place in Los Angeles right now. It's not something new for Blue Gem to introduce like ethnic cuisine, because everything here in the menu is basically has rich flavors. So I think it's perfect. So what we talk about with Chef William is how to introduce in different way, about Indonesia, how we spark their imagination about Indonesia. So what we're gonna do differently, because we're here with the master himself. He's a legend. He's basically, national treasure. So he's like walking library, to me. He knows everything about, cuisine from all over the world, especially Indonesia. So what we're gonna do is when we serve the food, he will tell a story, and in the menu you will see where the food is coming from originally, and he will tell a little story about the spice and the origin, the place where the food is coming from. So I think the difference is Chef William will take you to explore Indonesia without leaving the dining table. That's the difference with this event and any other just a restaurant and ordering Indonesian food in anywhere in Los Angeles or other places. So we're planning to have 6 courses, and the 6 courses will start with appetizer. And we have appetizer, we will have main course, and we also have a main course and dessert, and we're gonna close out with a tea and a coffee, as well as we're gonna do also wine pairing. The wine pairing will, we'll have the appetizer with one pairing, and then main course also one pairing. So we're gonna start with appetizer from Batak, and we will go to the soup, Gorontalo. We will have asinan Jakarta as well. We will have in main course nasi tumpeng with the famous, rendang Padang, and we will have a dessert as well, and some fine Indonesian coffee and tea. So it's gonna be a full range of a little bit everything from different area. The courses is going to be the same except Monday. So on Mondays, we planning that day for people who love Indonesian, like cooking. It's like chef, amateur chef or professional chef, restaurant owners, as well as home cooks who wants to learn more about Indonesian cuisine. Because as you know, that cooking Indonesian takes so much time, and the spices sometimes is not easy to find. So what Chef William's going to do is, using that particular day, switching one of the two items in the menu to something that easy to cook, or we're gonna call that night a little bit of cooking clinics. So there's gonna be question and answer, how to cook Indonesian food more efficient. That has to spend whole day in the kitchen, and how to find the spices and how to make the spices. We sell some of the, as like in Asian market, they sell some of the Indonesian packaging, and how to use that and mix it with fresh ingredients to make sure that we don't lose the authenticity of the food itself. It's authentic Indonesian, but also it doesn't taste like come up right off the package. So that's that day on Monday. We will explore a little bit about how to cook Indonesian, but the rest of the menu mostly are pretty much the same. Come to the event, if especially you heard about Bali and you never been to Indonesia, this is the time for you to know more about Indonesia and what Indonesian cuisine is, and you will not be disappointed, because you're gonna be, it's quite a treat to have Chef William as a legend, Indonesian legend chef, that will be here, cook and serve and tell a story behind the Indonesian cuisine. And we have 5 days from February the 9th until the 13th, and the Friday the 9th and the 13th, which is Tuesday, is no longer available, and Saturday also almost sold out. So come to see our website, www.popupdinnerla.com, and you can purchase the ticket there. So every dinner will start at 6:30 with cocktail first. We call it jamu, and we're gonna have jamu with the a little bit of a cocktail mixing. Chef William gonna make that, and then we will start dinner all the same night all nights at the same time at 7 p.m.